Greetings, and grand rising, supreme rising, and welcome to She Returns to Herself podcast. I am your host, Z.A. Shavine, and on this beautiful Freedom Friday session, we're going to talk about how do we unwind at the end of the week. Now, your unwind might look different than anybody else, especially if you're an entrepreneur or if you are employed and going to work on Fridays. I know when I used to be in the work field for others, my Fridays consist of just getting through it, you know what I'm saying, and looking forward to my weekend, even though it felt like when I blinked, it was over with, right? So what are some of the things that you do on Friday to unwind from your work week, whether that be any type of work that you do? Sometimes we sit up here and we're like already planning for Monday and not taking the time out to make sure that we're just taking time for ourselves, right? If you learn anything about this podcast, it's always focusing on taking time out for yourself. I was talking to some clients yesterday about, some of my clients have families, some of my clients do not, and how it looked different from each one of them, but at the same time, very similar. Because regardless if they had a family or not, they were still finding themselves not making time out for themselves, because they had other to-do lists, right? So it is vitally important that we make sure that we stay in tune with ourselves. Do not forget who we are and whose we are, right? And in the process of doing that, taking the time out for ourselves. And a lot of things when people talk about self-care or Freedom Friday or what are your Friday routines, after unwinding from a busy work week or heavy work week or whatever that week looked like for you, maybe it was just mentally draining and not so much physically draining. But in a sense, you still have to make sure that you free yourself from that mindset and just take your time to unwind and love on yourself even more, regardless of how the week is, right? It's taking that time out and making sure that, you know what, I am doing what I need to do to make sure that mentally I am good with myself. Making sure that I am actually taking care of myself to the best of my abilities of how I would like and what that looks like for me. So that's why the importance of daily journaling, daily entombment. If you notice the midday entombments, reset your mindset. Even if you're in high vibration, just acknowledging that in itself and saying more of that. Yes, I like the way that makes me feel. Or, yes, I want more of that peace or more of that calmness or more of that flow, so we can actually push through and know that all is well. Everything always works out for my highest good. So make sure that you're doing your I am affirmations, or make sure that you're doing your daily check-ins with yourself throughout your day, and make sure that when it is time for the weekend and to unwind and to have that freedom of that flow for yourself, that you are doing actually just that and not just jumping all the way to what you have to do on the next week of that Monday, right? So, as I always say, you have to just make sure that you are being free, because freedom is a choice. Being free is a choice, just like anything else. Waking up every day, choosing to do what you do every day, that is a choice. So you have to choose you daily, just like you choose any other thing that you have to do. You have to choose yourself every day, every minute, every second. And when things are going too fast, that's even in good space or even in a not so good feeling space, you still have to acknowledge yourself and how you feel in that moment, and how paying attention to what's going on around you and say, yes, put myself in that flow and that energy of feeling free, and taking your deep breaths in through your nose for 4 counts, and holding it for 2, and exhaling through your mouth for 6 counts, just embodying that moment and just being gratitude for that. Or resetting your mind and saying, you know what, I need to be grateful because I am breathing on my own. I am moving on my own, regardless of the pace is on my own, right? And just acknowledging every free moment that you have with yourself and saying, this feels good. This is why I love the way that my body feels when I acknowledge myself just by breathing, just by going within, knowing that I am free, and saying all is well. Everything always works out for my highest good and the highest good of us all, right? So what are some of the things that you do on your Friday to unwind, to relax, and to go in your weekend knowing that I feel good, I feel great, I feel abundant, I feel free? All right, so drop it in the comment section. I thank you so much for tuning into my podcast. I thank you so much to taking the time for yourself and knowing that you are worthy and that you are always enough. And if nobody else told you today, let me be the first to tell you that you are loved, you are lovable, and you are beautiful. Many blessings.